And this is just to prove that I can control it if I want to. I am going to, hold on, you get over there. I'm going to forget about this for now and just go somewhere else and just breathe normally. So I'm going to do that for now. I'll get back to this when I want to. I don't care what my nose, I need to wipe it. There's nothing there. I don't have to wave my hand like that. I don't know what that's about. It's waving somebody away. It's waving somebody away because I'm okay now. You don't need to help me now. This is the memory of doing that. Okay now. I'm okay now. Okay, good. That coughing normally. It feels really good to do it. It feels good to get that air in again. Here, wow. This is that memory I talked about way back then. One of the first ones. I forgot all about this. It was that when you cough and you're glad. Because you couldn't breathe for a while. No, it's so good. Hold on, I ain't ready. More of that thick slime from the bottom of my lungs. So I'm going to keep on talking like I'm living the memory because that makes it happen, right? Did you hear that, how that worked? So I'm going to keep on letting it happen. And when I get this memory, if it starts to do something else, I think it's still a happy one. Then I'll stop and just relax and let all the air out again. Get back to normal. So, what was he doing? I am going to, shit, I can't remember. Oh, the peanut thing? Finishing choking on a peanut, waving somebody away. That's what I was doing. Now you got that out. And now you can breathe normally. That cleared that out. And now your back can spasm properly because you're bringing air again. Oh, this was the big one. This was probably near death or something. This would have been really traumatic because this in forward would have been terrifying because you're running out of air. Let's see what happens. If I can flip it. This is the memory. Go forward. My lower back muscle just all spasmed. That felt really good to get that out of there too. I'm gonna keep on coughing. Keep on doing the memory. Keep on coughing. Going forward. Some gross stringy shit. It's on my hand. It's like viscous, like fucking syrup. What am I doing? I'm not at the bottom of this yet. Gotta Might be a different memory. It's a really, really hard, dry cough, like nothing I've felt in a very long time. That stuff was more frothy, kind of. It felt like it was more for my lung side of things than my stomach, or than the trachea side of things, or esophagus. But fuck. I lost it. That's probably what was wrong with it. I had to cough, get more forward to keep this going, because my hand waving around like this, it's still that memory of me waving somebody off with some coughing. So I'm gonna go back to coughing. I lost my place. Ooh, that was my lungs spasming and the pendiculation happening. It felt really, really good. That was like over the cycle and then back down the hill again, kind of thing, you know, like the whiplash. So now my head is tingling, my lower back is like spasming. My knees are up in the air, and I just let my legs down. I just relax, because I'm jingling right now. I'm getting whacked with endorphins again. If I have to cough again, I keep on coughing, because it feels like it's pulling my sinuses right now. Well, it's weird. It feels like it's draining my sinuses if I cough. So I'm going to keep coughing. See what happens. It's like it's got negative pressure in my sinuses. So when I cough, it pulls out. If that's the case, I'll taste your wax. Pretty soon. It's like the dark memory I'm trying to bring up. There's a version where I coughed similar to that. That's a happy version, because at the end of this, I'll breathe in a bunch of air and I'll feel like $1 million. Right now I'm just trying to get there. The other memories that made me cough like this were really, really shitty ones. Those are really, really good, but when I can find it, breathe again. What do you want me to say in a second? That had a different texture again. It wasn't as gluey. It was just white frothy stuff. Not really sticky. I like the pink stuff. Not like the pink stuff. So let's just get back in normal time. Gotta get all the extra air. Your muscles want to pop and snap and crack. You let them do it because it feels really good to do it anyway. Whew. So you're just gonna get normal. Everything feels normal. Everything wants to snap, crackle, pop. Oof. Going down your spine. You can do it. I think it stays that bod again. My back just spasmed. I'm gonna relax. Whew. I'm just gonna relax. Oh, this might be the relaxing. This is the bottom of this one too. That's why my bums are cheeks are clenched up. I have to remember to relax them somehow. Because they were relaxed before I did that. And this is the poop in my pants memory. Right. More stuff coming out to top end. My bum is feeling funny in the bottom end. So this memory is the shitting my pants memory on the bottom end. That's what I'm trying to remember. How it happened. The muscular memory. So the thing is, I don't want to remember, right? Because it's opening up. And there's my voice saying, I don't want to remember. Hear me say how I said that? That was a memory too of something else. Yeah. I'm telling the story probably. Okay, let's just relax here. I think I'm going to say something. I don't know. My bum is twitching funny. Oh, my lower back just spasmed. My muscles in my spine just relaxed. Great. My coccyx. Which is one up from the sphincter. So this is. I can feel the muscles right before the anal sphincter now. I blow my coccyx on my way there. Yeah, I can feel it. You know what would have happened? This would be the reverse of the memory of when you're shitting yourself. All of a sudden you have to release, right? Because you can't help it. You hold it, held it as long as you can, held it as long as you can, and all of a sudden you're shitting yourself. It opens up. Same thing happened when I was scuba diving. When I got stuck in my long johns inside my wetsuit, which was my funny story, which was one of my funnier stories because it reflects this. Oh my sweet Lord, this is the funny memory for this one is telling my dive buddies that I did at my long johns and the same story I did when I was a kid. Or was I telling the story in my long johns and remembering it being as a kid? Because I would have told that story and thought it was funny when I was a kid because that story was so traumatizing. So that's how the two are tied together though. And that's why they're both helping me remember a funny memory. Well, one funny, one shitty. Right now they're so close together in my brain now. I've remembered which one is which, right? The bad one, it's shitting myself on the doorstep. The reciprocal one is the funny one, coincidentally, where I shat my pants in my dry suit when I was scuba diving. It was a really funny story, and the story was funny. I'll tell the story now because telling the story now will make the memory happen. So, me and my buddy Yannick went for a scuba dive. Used to go up every weekend drive up along the coast to find a place to go scuba diving. So this is me telling the story now. I'm telling the story because I've told the story before. It's a funny story. So I'm telling the story. This is how I do it because I'm telling the story. This is the same way I did it before, but this time I know what I'm doing. So we stopped at the Bread Garden in West Vancouver. I told parts of it just recently. I think I might have told my friend Rick this story. So we were at the Bread Garden and I grabbed a bran muffin and a coffee. A bran muffin, what the hell I was thinking. Or a bran muffin right before I dive and heading out my morning constitutional either, right? So this is exactly me telling the story the same way I told it back when I told that story 20 years ago. Because this would have happened back in the 97 or 98, I think. 99, maybe? No, it would have been 499 because that's when it came out. Anyway, so I probably put that in the story. I was telling the story too. So remembering telling the story. That's what this is right now. So I'm in my dry suit and we went for a dive and I'm down there and the water compresses you, right? So it's like squeezing it out and all of a sudden I'm like, oh boy, I'm 100 feet down in the water. And you can't just come up, you got to go up really slowly. So we still had to go up. My dive buddy's really safety conscious, right? So he made sure that I didn't go up too fast. And I'm sure I looked wide-eyed inside the mask because I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to poop in a second now. Now I'm remembering right now, we're into the bushes, so my hips are walking back and forth because I'm trying to clench my bum cheeks together as I'm duck walking into the bushes trying to stop myself from shitting myself, right? That's what's happening right now. But before that, what happened was we went for the dive, and I come up on the dive, and there's a big bunch of stairs going up, and I'm putting this part of the story into it just to show that I can control which way this goes, right? So right now I'm telling the story of the way out of the water before I ran into the bushes to poop myself. So we get out of the water, and you got to carry all your stuff up. And you don't want to make two goddamn trips because they're all the way up there. So you grab your tank, you grab your weights, you grab everything, and you go up these steps. And the whole time I'm going to shit myself. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not going to make it to poop myself. I'm going to keep on telling the story because I know I'm telling the story. And then what happens after telling the story is when I go in the bushes and poop myself. And hopefully I don't poop myself now. I'm going to have this in the end. Anyway, so I'm telling the story. And I'm at the top of the stairs. I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to shit myself. In your dry suit, you got these cuffs, and you got your neck sealed across your back. You got a zipper, and you got to get your dive to open your zipper. So I'm standing like, Jesus Christ, open it up. So finally, they open up the zipper. When I get the hood off, I grab into the glove box for my car and grab a handful of takeout napkins, the white takeout napkins. And my legs are still doing the motion running for the bush. And so I grab these things into the bush, and I take my head off my mask or my dry suit. I pull the thing off my head, and I gotta get the arm sleeves off. I run into the bushes, and I hadn't done it yet. I'm doing it and running the bushes, and I'm holding my bums together, my cheeks together, so I'm running the bushes like this. My legs are going up and down like this vertically because I'm trying to hold my butt together, right? So that's the happy memory. That's why it's funny, because I'm telling the story is funny now, and it was funny at the time. I didn't think it was traumatic when I shit my pants. I told everybody to sit still. The old man, he wouldn't believe what happened when I was diving. So anyway, as I go up the stairs, and now I'm telling the story again. I'm not living it. I'm telling the story. So as I go up the stairs, I'm in a parking lot, and I got the napkins, and I run into the bushes, and I get my arm out. You had to get your head off first. I got my head off first. Oh yeah. That's why I missed the layer, right? So I got my head off first, got my arm and my sleeves off, right? So now I got my green sweater, the green sweater I've been wearing lately. That's with my motorcycle stuff. No, it's up there. I've had this sweater since the early 90s when I was first bought it. I was living in Whistler, and I bought it for going snowboarding with my Burton board. Anyway, back on the topic. So I'm in I grab it in the bushes, and I pull up my green sweater, and they're my brand new long johns. I had just purchased, first dive, a pair of Farmer John long johns, and the only way out was through the poop chute at the back, right? And I had to get that off, which I had to undo all these buttons, bang, 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 and like, there's no fucking way I'm gonna do that. So I looked at it, I'm like, oh fuck, and then right there, my sphincter opened up, and that's the memory, the funny memory of telling the story. My sphincter opened up, and there's my back spasming and the dark side of the memory. But anyway, so then that's the part of the dark part of memory that I can go back into right now and get past it. This is so cool. It's like the full cycle. Anyway, so I'm in the bushes, and I shit my pants. I just sit down, like everything just opened up, so that's me telling the story. My sphincter opening up, so it's not a bad story right now. We'll be able to go talk to the other side, but right now it's not a bad story. It's a funny story. I know I might sound psychotic, but I had one toot of this little guy, and that was, I don't know, it's almost an hour